Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, as I said, these social media companies are in trouble, right? These social media companies are in trouble because, well, they're really just not doing good for teens' mental health. They have never been good for teens' mental health, and more people should just up and leave them 100%. This is without a doubt a serious thing. So I don't know about you all guys, but I think that most parents should not have their kids on social media at all until at least the age of, if not 14, possibly 16. And the reason why is because the actual damage it does to kids' mental health is insane. And of all the crazy LGBTQ and far left stuff that they want to post to children, like it's some type of happy commercial time, is insane. But the judge rules something huge here, and it is tremendous. It says judge rules Meta, Google, TikTok, and Snap must face lawsuits over student mental health crisis. A federal judge has ruled that major tech companies must face lawsuits brought by school districts alleging their social media apps have contributed to a mental health crisis among students. The lawsuits target Mark Zuckerberg's Meta, Google, China's TikTok, and Snapchat. Bloomberg reports that U.S. District Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers in Oakland, California has allowed lawsuits against Meta, Google, TikTok, and Snap to proceed in federal court. The decision comes after a contrasting ruling by a Los Angeles Superior Court judge in June, which favored the tech giants. The lawsuits filed by school districts accused the companies of designing addictive apps that have contributed to a mental health crisis among students. The districts argue that the platforms were engineered to addict kids by using algorithms and features such as the like button and causing harm to society in a manner similar to cigarette manufacturers who design their products to be addictive. Yes, and this is the constant thing with all social media companies, though, right? This is the huge thing. Now, I think this has a way bigger impact on women. I'm going to go through that later, but we like to say that these social media companies are great, but it's not a thing. Like, when you hit a like, the dopamine sparks in your brain. You're like, oh boy, I'm liked, I'm being loved, and stuff like that. And you have to have a very strong, I don't know if it's not personality, but a person on you that they're just really just ignore all of that. I mean, I'm not really favored by how many likes I get. I want to address my opinions and how things go out and stuff like that. If I do see 2,000 views or something on my channel or on my posts or whatever, I really incentivize me to keep doing it, mostly just because I want to get that engagement, so therefore I can grow bigger onto my channel, so I can make this more of a job than, a side hustle, stuff like that. Which is not even a side hustle, because I'm doing everything for free. It says, Judge Rogers denied the company's request to dismiss negligence claims, although she narrowed the scopes of allegations that will move forward. She concluded that some claims are barred by Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, a federal law that shields internet companies from lawsuits. Says the ruling follows another decision by Judge Rogers over a week ago in which she ruled that Meta must face a lawsuit brought by dozens of state attorneys general alleging that the company knowingly hooked kids on its Facebook and Instagram platforms. I mostly women, but I digress. Men are also affected by this. The potential damages in the school district cases would be significant, as each district seeks to recoup institutional costs associated with the negative repercussions of having hundreds of individual students addicted to social media. The companies also face exposure from hundreds of personal injury suits, accusing them of designing their platforms to encourage youth to spend unhealthy amounts of time on screens, resulting in emotional trauma. Judge Rogers stated that the school's core legal theory was viable, noting that the social media companies deliberately fostered a compulsive use of their platforms, which foreseeably caused the school districts to spend resources on combating the mental health crisis among students. The companies have denied any wrongdoing, because of course they're evil, asserting that they have taken steps to keep young users safe on their platforms. You really haven't. However, the split rulings from the Los Angeles and Oakland judges leave the tech giants potentially liable for damages in more than 150 cases before Judge Rogers, even as they may avoid liability in more than 600 other cases filed in Los Angeles. So, yeah, that's what's going on here, right? And they are being pretty much ready to be sued. They're going to be facing lawsuits. How big the lawsuit is, I don't know. Here's the thing, though, I have with this, right? Again, like TikTok, Google, and Meta to face multiple lawsuits related to the mental health effects of algorithms and stuff like that, and what have you, right? But here's the thing that I have a problem with this, right? Now, they may face lawsuits, but say, for instance, you sue a company that's worth, I don't know, 200, 100 billion. You make them pay $500 million. Hell, you could make them pay $1 billion. That doesn't do anything. Okay? Google's practically a $1 trillion company, right? $1 million of $500 million is not going to hurt them. $1 billion is not going to hurt them. The only way that you're going to hurt these companies is by actually giving them a lawsuit that would make them actually feel the pain. Because for example, when you had Blizzard have to pay like a $200, $300 million lawsuit, it's like they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They're not going to feel this at all. It's not like they're worth $2 billion or $1 billion. No, they're worth way more than that. So you really got to make it like, oh, if they're worth 30 million, well, put 15 billion on their name. They'll feel that. That's half of their actual revenue and the company gone. They have to do massive layoffs and stuff like that. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not fair, JMReports. What about all the other people that have to be laid off their jobs? Well, I'm sorry, but you have to have, there's just going to be people that are going to be hurt in the crossfire. But when you just put a slap on the wrist, these companies are not going to feel it. They're not going to care. They're just going to keep doing it because they didn't get enough punishment. So the point of being is, you make them feel the pain, and you do it. So I'm all happy that this is happening. Don't get me wrong. I am happy. But the fact of the matter is that regardless of this happening or not, it needs to hurt them enough to where they feel the pain. Otherwise, if they don't feel it, they're just going to continue doing the BS that they're always doing. So I don't get where this is going. This could be a good thing. This could be just a slap on the wrist, and it actually does nothing. Of course, we have this too as well. Here's how Instagram harms young women according to research. Now, I'm not going to read this full article here because I want to just address my opinions here. It says in September, a Facebook whistleblower revealed research to the Wall Street Journal suggesting that Instagram was negatively impacting teen girls' body image. The government and public seemed surprised to learn that Instagram might be harming young women. In reality, researchers have been studying the effects of social media on adolescent girls for years and have long had a clear understanding of its negative impact. As a result of the whistleblower's leaks, Facebook's director of safety, Anton Davis, appeared at a Senate hearing on the issue of Facebook's role in teen mental health crisis. Yeah, and this is similar to it, right? This was back in 2021. So the problem is, as soon as Instagram got launched in 2011, it wasn't that much longer until you start seeing the actual damage to the teenager girls' health, adolescents. And the reason why this has such a huge effect on them is because women cater a lot to the social norm or the social aspect of what happens in society. They cater very hard to that. And they have a very bad body image perspective on themselves. This is the reason why they use makeup a lot. This is the reason why they try to dress in a certain fashion, because they want to attract people. They want to seem pretty, and also fend off the vile other females that hate on them. All right, this is a complete reality. All right, this is just honest the truth. And when you put a picture of yourself on Instagram, and you show yourself, and you go look at other people, other women that have pictures on themselves. You see them, they get like probably 1,000s, 2,000 of likes, right? But then they go into their profile picture and they get like maybe 1 or no likes, and that has a huge problem on their body image and their psychology of how women are doing it. And this is how bad, damaging it is for women if they don't get the likes. And they do get it. They get this, releases all the serotonin, all this other stuff in their brain, and it makes them want to keep doing this. And if it falls off, it can have a massive negative effect on them. This is the reason why social media company this is the reason why that a lot of the social media companies are terrible, right? They're not good, they're terrible, but women are mostly affected by this. They're also mostly affected by the LGBTQ and other stuff type of mantra because they really like trying to get into social norms, and then when they go and do these transitions or whatever, it has a negative effect on them because you'll feel right in the body, etc. So the thing is that it is not a good thing. It is a bad thing. It is horrible that we're doing this, and men have this too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to just make this just a female thing, right? But it's negative on men. The thing is that it's not as big of a problem to men as it is to women. It does affect men. Trust me, I know it does. I am not including my boys and my brothers out of this, but it does have a huge effect on women. And the only reason why I'm making this more regular to women because society doesn't care about men in most regards. But if you say something about women and how it's affecting women very badly, well, now society is going to be like, oh, well, we got to go do something about it, right? They're being affected. So they're going to go focus on that. And this is reality. But it's a good thing that this is happening. This is a good thing that they're actually facing repercussions for all the issues. It's just, man. Let's just hope it's big enough to make them feel the pain. If not, it's just not going to go anywhere. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. Always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.